Well, what a day. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial for the Premier League roundup and the build-up to the big game tonight at Molineux, West Ham versus Wolves. It's a massive game. James and Mike have joined me. James, firstly, how are you?
Nervous tonight, massively.
Yeah. Definitely. Come on, you wines. Gatesy, hope you're well. Hope you are well too. Thanks for joining us. Just before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you are new. Right. We're going to do the Premier League roundup first. All of the games that have happened this weekend, and I'm just going to refresh my thing just to make sure it's still 0-0 on Everton Crystal Palace. It is. So we're going to do a Premier League roundup, but we've got a guest, another guest, to join us. He comments a lot. And I'm glad to announce Scott. Scott, how are you?
Hi, Jake. How you doing? Hi, Jake.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. Not too bad. Right. So we're trying something different. We're going to do the Premier League roundup. So I've got all of the results wrote down. I'm going to ask you all about your thoughts on them. And the first one was the massive upset on Saturday. Did us a decent favour. Chelsea 2, West Brom 5. Firstly, James, the baggies, good old big fat Sam, did us a massive favour on Saturday.
Do you know what? Some of them goals were phenomenal, mate. I don't know if any of you see the goals, but they absolutely scored some class team moves and all that. That Pereira's a talent. It's it seems like all the teams are doing us a favour, but now we've got to start doing ourselves a favour a bit. Do you know what I mean? But no, it was good. It was good to see. Unbelievable result.
Yeah, definitely. Mike, nobody expected it.
No one does. No one does. But you never know in this Premier League, do you? You can't take any result. You can't take any game for granted. And like James said, so I watched a bit of the game and some great strikes from West Brom. Yeah. The sending off obviously helped, but hey, great for us. But we got a chance to jump into that fourth again, and we keep giving the chance, and we keep giving it away, don't we? But let's hope tonight.
Yeah. Scott, firstly, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
It was. I couldn't believe when it went 1-0 and then it went 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5. It was exceptional and a fantastic result for West Ham in terms of our trying to get back in that fourth place.
That was huge for us, wasn't it? But you look at it and think, why couldn't we have gone there and done something similar? Go there and attack, and you get a positive result. So you look at that game, the one against United, and you kind of think, "Ooh, have we blown a chance there?" But hindsight and all that's a wonderful thing, as they say.
Yeah. We are going to come to this later. Good evening. Colin didn't even travel to Molineux, apparently, but we will get to that. We will get to the whole saga and what we think will happen very, very soon. But our second game, James, Leeds 2, Sheffield United 1. Sheffield United are firmly going down into the Championship, but a couple more, 3 more points for Leeds on the board. I think they're just playing for pride now because they're not fighting relegation and they're not going to get in this Europe position. But good for them. Got past Sheffield United.
Yorkshire Derby, mate, bragging rights. Leeds have done good this year for a promoted team. You've got to understand that any promoted team that comes into the Premier League, they've got to perform. And Leeds have done so, and they've done it well. And they've lost games through being naive, if I'm honest, because they're trying to attack. And sometimes you've got to be a bit more cute in the Premier League because when teams attack you, they attack with purpose and they've got better defences, do you know what I mean? But it's a good result for them. Sheffield United, they've been doomed for a long time. I don't know where Sheffield United go, mate, if I'm honest, when they go down, because I think the Championship's the highest league to get out of, but it proves it with the teams that are in the Championship now looking to come up. Watford, Norwich, they're both miles clear of the other teams around them. So, yeah, Sheffield United have got a big task next season.
Yeah. Mike, just before I ask you your thoughts, Duke's in the chat. Wednesday night, I've got the quiz questions here.
Can I see them, please?
No.
I might have a chance.
James, you don't even need to bother. You're straight through to the final.
I saw that, yeah.
I know, but when you're as great as me, that's all that matters. Nah, man. Honestly, I'm very happy to be in the final, and yeah, it'd be good fun, mate. It'd be good. You know what I mean? Get me knowledge going.
Yeah, no, I don't mind you losing a Duke. It's just the last one, you know, that I lost, mate, is one that it's going to take me a while to live down.
Yeah. But Mike, Leeds 2, Sheffield United 1, thoughts?
Yeah, like Leeds, I honestly played some great attacking football. I enjoyed watching them this year. Yeah, they're a bit naive, as James said. They get caught out. But, yeah, they deserve that. I watched most of that game. Sheffield United, they really look doomed. They've run out of ideas, that they know. And just don't see the point in what they're sacking Wilder, really. But there you go.
Yeah. I mean, Scott Wilder's gone. There isn't really, as Mike said, any purpose there. And it's a very hard league, the Championship, to get out of when they go down to try and come back up again.
It'll be tough for them. They've got some good players, but yeah, Wilder, it was a bit of a strange one, really, because I think he's the sort of manager that would have done well in the Championship. But with regards to Leeds, I think they were the sort of first team to be safe and the first team not to be able to challenge for Europe or anything like that. So they were the first team on the beach in theory. So they've done well to sort of continue the momentum. Yeah, so they've had a good season. I think their fans will be pleased because they're to get back to the stadium, aren't they? Having been away for so long. So yeah, no, they've done well, Leeds. You got to credit them. And they're that sort of team, you know, they can win 5-0 or lose 5-0. So I think they've been excited for the league.
Yeah. A bit at the top of the table clash. Leicester 0, Man City 2. James, the Man City train just keeps on going, doesn't it?
When you got billions of pounds worth of talent on the pitch, you're going to be decent, ain't you? Do you know what I mean? Man City have done well this year in a poor league. It's not like let's go back to October when they were like miles behind everyone, and they started to sort their defence out, and they went on a bit of a run, and all the teams started falling away, and they started just winning games to the drawing games. They've done well. Their recruitment in the summer's massive. Obviously, they're going to lose Aguero now. He's saying goodbye to the Premier League, and basically now it's who they're going to bring in to sort of go up to keep that level, like that standard. I personally think Man City do all 4 trophies this year. I think they're that good. I think everything's fallen into place for them this season massively. Like they've got the League Cup, they can roll that one out. They're in the FA Cup semi-final against Chelsea, I believe. If they win that game, you would really fancy them to win the FA Cup. And then obviously the league's sewn up. They're just strolling along in the league, like so. That's why they're playing their reserve team near enough. Do you know what I mean? And then the Champions League, like, is the one. They've got a nice draw. They've got Dortmund first, and then they're in the quarters against one of the big boys after that. And yeah, I just think if they're going to do it, I think it's this year because everything's falling into place. There's no they're pacing it very well with the team they got, and it's showing basically.
Yeah. Dad says your dog had a great run today, James.
I'll tell your dad, mate. I do apologise. I've been telling your dad about the dog for the last month, I think, and today I completely forgot due to Easter, and it ends up coming first in a race at Romford. So. Yeah, sorry, Rich. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mike, Leicester. I mean, there's no harm in losing to Man City, but Leicester, they are dropping off a bit, which is all right for us.
Yeah, but their home form is pretty atrocious, really, for a team that's that high up at the league. I know maybe this year it's been not a lot of difference between home and away games. No Craigs, whatever. But their home form's been pretty poor, and we turned them over there 3-0. I don't know. Leicester, they're still up there, and they've lost a few games where you think, what happened there? You know, but Man City, you just got to give it to them. I mean, the other day, you looked at their 9 subs. Their 9 guys on the bench. You could have thrown in 2 pub footballers with their 9 subs, and they'd win they'd win more than they'd lose. You know, they'd probably win the championship with that team, you know, with 9 players. I mean, they are that good. I enjoy watching them, but they've got a massive squad, and I think they probably could win all 4, but a very good chance of winning 3 out of the 4. Very good chance.
Yeah. Mr. Budden has dropped in. Declan Rice, you never heard about that. Yeah, there hasn't been nothing on Twitter about it, nothing anywhere about it. Nobody's, been talking about any injury for Declan Rice. We'll come to it, Russ. We'll come to it after the roundup. But lastly, Scott, they're an incredible City, aren't they? I mean, they're probably their third team could get top half in this league.
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with James. I think they'll do all 4, to be honest. They're that good, and like Mike said, the bench is frightening. But going on Leicester, I think if memory serves me right, they had a sort of dip in form around this time last year as well. So whether that's psychological and that's playing on their minds again, and obviously we play them next, they have suffered injuries to key players as well. But yeah, no, I think Man City have been fantastic this year, and I think with the addition of someone like a Harry Kane, the world's their oyster. He could go and score 30 goals. He's that good. So yeah, I think they're gonna sign that marquee signing, aren't they? So yeah, it's not good for the rest of us. But yeah, no, Leicester, funny one really, aren't they? Again, like Mike says, they struggled a little bit at home. Losses against Aston Villa. Hard team to really call, but will they get over the line? Yet to be seen, obviously.
Yeah. James, the next one, the only one that kind of didn't go our way this weekend. We would have preferred it to go the other way. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 3. I mean, Liverpool are getting some way back to some sort of best, aren't they, James?
I don't know, mate. I don't know, because we was 3-0 up against Arsenal. Arsenal ain't the team that we all remember. Do you know what I mean? Difference is Liverpool can hold a 3-0 lead and we can't. That's the difference. And they've got players who are sensible with their scoring goals, like know when to sort of go down and buy a bit of time and everything. Liverpool are a good team, but I think Champions League's for them this year. I think they're aiming for the Champions League. I think the league, they're just let it bypass them, sort of thing. They're going to win games. They're going to like the games they've got coming up. I think you'd fancy them to win. But I think Champions League's taking priority. Really, they've got Real Madrid. I think in the next round of the Champions League, that's a big game. Like that's a big game for their season. If they get through that, then you'd fancy them to get to the final. There, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's just been some news come out about the game, but we will get to that in just a second. But Mike, Arsenal, they are. I think we're out of the way of them now, aren't we?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know whether that wasn't a terrible result for us, really, because that sort of keeps Arsenal off our back, if you know what I mean, in a way. Keeps the 7-point gap, is it, between us and them? I mean. That's not such a terrible result because I've got a feeling that Liverpool make top 4. I really do. I know Champions League is probably what they'll be going for now, and they might forego a few, results in the league because of that. But yeah, Arsenal, we proved it, didn't we? That they're vulnerable at the back. Tierney's, for how great he is going forward, is still vulnerable, and you got the likes of David Luiz. They're vulnerable at the back. So I thought they were great going forward against us, but maybe that's because, we let them come at us, and we didn't get out. Yeah. So I don't think, what I mean? At the end of the day, I expected Liverpool to beat Arsenal, to be totally honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Scott, what's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I think that's Arsenal's sort of race run. I can't see them catching us, for example, now. I think all their eggs will go into the Europa League now, and they're going to have to really concentrate on that. Aubameyang, I was watching him, and he sort of gave up on a lot of balls. He didn't look interested. I mean, I might be reading that wrong, but I think he's wasted when he plays out on the left. I don't think he's as influential as he could be playing through the middle, for example. It's a funny old season for Arsenal, but if they go and win the Europa League, then that's sort of a success for them, I guess. Yeah, Liverpool, I think, are going to be a danger of getting into that top four. The strength in depth. They got Jota coming back now. He scored again. So it's going to be tough trying to get over the line against teams like that. But yeah, no, they sort of always look back to their best again at the weekend.
Yeah, we're going to come to this in a minute, but I'm just going to put this up on there for a couple of seconds. We will discuss it. In a bit. But next game is it was a good one as well. I watched bits of this. Southampton 3, Burnley 2. There was a lot going on in this game, James. But Southampton,
Yeah.
they are coming back.
I think that's Southampton. Well, they're in the final of the semi-final of the FA Cup against Leicester. So it's a good win for them. It's like their main objective is to try and get to the final of the FA Cup. Let's be honest, and it's a good win. Burnley give it away really though. Poor from them. 2-0 up, cruising, and just completely shut down. There's been some mad games this year like that, where obviously we got involved in one with Arsenal, and then we got involved with another one with Tottenham, where teams seem to go clear and then they get pegged back. I don't know whether it's concentration levels or no fans in there or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's a good win for them. Burnley, I think, are safe. I will say that they're safe. I think Daichi up there has got them well marshalled and everything. And I must admit, he does very well with the budget he gets. He always seems to get into that sort of 15th position, 15th, 14th position pretty handily. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's done well.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't get bags and bags of money, does he? But he seems to cope well with it, Mike.
Definitely, two managers I like actually. I respect both of them really because Ralph he's done a decent job for Southampton really. I know they got top of the league and they took that terrible beating again this year, but they stay middle of the table or just above the bottom sort of 6 or 7. They've had a decent season, and Dice, I could never see Burnley going down even when they're struggling at the start of the season. He's got a lot on nice about him. I do they just play to their strengths, and it could have been 3-3 because I think Wood had a chance right at the end, and Southampton defender just tugged his shirt. But do you know what? He didn't moan. He just got on with it, tried to get the header in, and he got up. Because, to be totally honest, I think it's because he'd be doing the same sort of thing to the defender anyway if he gets a chance. So, I like that. I'd like that about him, to be fair.
Yeah. James is on here tonight. Saturday morning, James. It was hinted, wasn't it? It wasn't said, but it was hinted. X gave a hint about what's coming. But so make sure to check out Hammer's polls. Check out Matchday Mornings with ex West Ham employee. Some good insight, a good interview. Hosted by James.
Yeah, it was good, mate. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'm glad you come on. Got your question across. I was really trying to get you on, and I would have got other people on and all, but it's so hard to obviously keep hold of the chat, keep hold of keep him sort of it all on him basically. But no, it was good. It was good. He was all right, and he come across all right, and he do you know what I mean? And he mentioned a few things, and in hindsight, looking back now, if you go back and watch it back, some of the things he was mentioning he knew, but he didn't want to say, and it was good. It was good. It was a good show, and I'm hopefully going to get him on again for a 1-to-1 and talk about the club a bit more.
Yeah. Check that out on Hammer's polls. Simon says excellent show, James. Yeah, it really, really was. But Simon, final thoughts on that game then? Kind of, not a game we need to be worrying about for once. Down in that side of the table.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I think Burnley, like us against Arsenal, they scored too soon. It's a funny old one, isn't it? Really, score early and pegged back like that. But yeah, no, two strange sides, two in different seasons. I think Southampton got off to a fly, didn't they? but yeah, they've gone right off the boil. I do like James Ward-Prowse. I think I'd like to see him at West Ham. I think he'd do really well for us. But yeah, Daichi's done well with what he's got. He hasn't got much budget. So yeah, no, I think they're always going to be there or thereabouts, aren't they? Just above that relegation zone. But it done me, to be fair. I think I had it down as a 0-0. So 3-2 was the last result I expected. But yeah, I think they'll both be okay.
Yeah, Scott, I'm going to come to you on this one first. Keep it with you. I liked this result. I really, really did. Newcastle 2, Spurs 2. Now, I watched quite a lot of this game. And I said about 5 minutes before Joe Linton scored, he is an absolutely rubbish striker, and I still think he is. I think he scored 50% of his Premier League goals against Spurs, but then they scored 2 quick goals. I thought, oh, that's it. They're going to steamroll them now. And then Newcastle got that goal back, and I was like, get in.
Yeah. Great result for us, wasn't it? I to be honest, I thought Newcastle played really well in the second half. I think it was no more than they deserved. But yeah, Joe Linton, I think he missed a sitter as well, didn't he, towards the end. But yeah, no, they did well. Tottenham, they looked like I was going to see it out with sort of 10 minutes to go. But huge result for us, because Tottenham have just sort of gained a little bit of momentum, and they've got a good team, as annoying as it is, and they're going to be right up there again, having been knocked out of the Europa League.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to be right up there and right up for it. But yeah, no, huge for us. Brucey, I don't like him as a manager. He's very negative, but. Again, he hasn't had much to work on budget-wise. A boost for them that St. Maximin came back, missed someone like a Wilson, a proper goal scorer. So that was huge. So would that have made a difference to their season, possibly? But yeah, no, great result for us, and yeah, happy days.
Yeah, Mike, it was just quick, just briefly, because we're going to get on to West Ham in a minute. A couple more games to go through. It was great for us, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. That helped us a bit, and it taken a little bit of pressure off us. But Tottenham were a little bit ropey at the back, weren't they? Again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were.
Happy about that.
Yeah, I did spend the whole game slating Joe Linton, and then he scored. Kieran's in, and so's Gary. I'm late. Well, we're doing the Premier League roundup. We will get on to Declan Rice. We will get on to West Ham versus Wolves very, very shortly, because I'm sure there's some views on it. But lastly, James, Spurs slipped up again against a not very good side.
I don't know, mate. Newcastle, I know they're bad. Don't get me wrong, but it's like a false position for them. They always seem to perform well against the top teams. You've only got to look. They've drew with Liverpool at home. They've beat Everton away. They've drew with Tottenham at home. So they draw with the big clubs. It's a good point for us in regards to Tottenham. Keeps them a bit in their shell a little bit. And Joe Linton, mate. He always seems to score against Spurs, and it's just good, mate. Worst player in the Premier League ever. He seems to score against Spurs every time, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. There's 3 games left, so I'm going to ask each of you one of them. Now, this was a funny game, James. Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1. Fulham looked like they were cruising, going for the 3 points, and then they absolutely mucked it up at the end.
Oh, I feel sorry for Scott Parker, mate. I think if Scott Parker goes down, I will be gutted for him, right? Because he's trying his hardest to get his team going, and basically they get into positions of like winning positions or a drawing position, and they just throw it away, and it's just such a shame, really. I didn't see the game, all I see is the result, but I see his interview after, and he looked devastated, Parker. And do you know what? Newcastle have got Fulham at Fulham, I believe, last game of the season. And I think it could go all the way to then, really.
Yeah. Gareth says, Jake, are you ever going to have anyone on here that's above in the table on us? Well, I'm going to have a look, because I have got it in the back room, the Premier League table. I mean, if we win, we go up to 4th, so then we'd have to get a Leicester, a Man United, or a Man City fan. We get Man United fans on every now and then, so it is possible, James. It is possible. Not James. I'm Gary. It is possible. Right. Well, this has caused some controversy. Man United 2, Brighton 1.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire incidents. Lots of VAR in this. A bit lucky.
Certainly was, mate. I think that was a penalty, definitely on Welbeck. How he's got away with that one, I do not know. I really do not know how he's got away with that. United were a little bit lucky there. But, I mean, they've done that all season, haven't they? You know, been gone to go down and they've come back so many times. So, yeah, fair dues to them. You know, obviously I'd been happy to see Brighton get a point or whatever there. But, yeah, not happening, was it?
Yeah, it's half time at Goodison Park. Got Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. Crystal Palace could do us a favour, couldn't they?
They could do, really. I've had it on, and I think Everton have just haven't been able to put the ball back in the net, basically. Palace look very average, but yeah, ideally a Palace win would be handy. But yeah, Everton they've struggled at home, haven't they, this season? They're a strange one because they're up there, but their home record hasn't been all that. But yeah, no, hopefully Palace can nick it. It's that sort of game where Everton have had chances, and then Palace will go and get one at the end with a bit of luck.
Yeah. There's 24 people watching, the highest we've had for a while, probably because we're the only West Ham channel on at the moment. But it's good. Guys, get your comments in. Andy's in. Hope you're well. Everyone's saying hello to each other. I like this. I've got 2 Spurs fans. So on Thursday night. So hopefully we get a result tonight. So we can give us some stick. We love giving them some stick. Right. Let's get on to the business part of the show then. Just before I do, there's some injury / team news that X has put out on Twitter. So me put on Becco does not start. Connor Coventry isn't there as well. And Dawson is starting. Somebody's asked Dawson's starting. Unless there's been a last minute change, yes, and this should confirm his permanent move to West Ham. And he's also said that a couple of players who've previously been injured back in the squad today, and that is Fornals and Masuaku. So we could see them in the squad. But none of you came on the preview, so come on then. Scott, I'm going to come to you first. This is massive. Putting the Rice injury to the side for a moment. This is massive tonight.
Oh, huge! Yeah, absolutely huge. I mean, to be fair, I don't think a point would be too disastrous. That gets us back up to 5th, doesn't it? But yeah, no, a win, top 4, and everything looks all daisy again, doesn't it? But yeah, no, it's gonna be tough without Rice. My only worry is now we're a Souček injury away from absolute disaster.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? Yeah, I was confident before the Rice news, but now not too sure. Although I'm hearing Moutinho's out for them possibly.
He is.
So yeah, so the midfield we might not get as overrun. But yeah, no, it's going to be tough. But I'm intrigued to see what Moisey does. I think like James will say, I want to see Ben Rama start. I think he pulled up some stats. He's played twice in the last, started 2 games in the last 2 months, which is just ridiculous.
He's played two matches. He's played 2 matches in 22. Yeah, that has been 90 from start to finish. Yeah,
that's it. And then people get on his back, and how are you meant to get that consistency when you're only having 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there? And so yeah, no, I'd like to see him start. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he does. I'd like to see Fornals go in the middle there, but I think we all know deep down it's going to be Mark Noble.
Yeah, we'll come to the midfield options in a minute, but just putting that to the side. What's your just overall thoughts on Wolves and the game today?
It's going to be tough now, really tough. I mean, we've had so many chances to jump into that top 4 this season, and we just blow it every time, don't we? I mean, I would have been really confident if we'd had a full squad tonight that we'd win this game. 2 or 3, not a problem. But now I'm worried. I'm really worried about this one, Nate. I think,
and I'm even more worried. Just to jump in, I'm even more worried. that according to Works, Ben Rama is not expected to start as well. It really doesn't surprise me. I mean, we will find out official confirmation in 15 minutes' time, but if that's true, that probably, James, means that Fornals isn't in the middle, and that means we know who is in the middle.
Disgusting. What has this man got to do to play a game, like 90-minute game? It's getting beyond the joke now. And I know I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, but I've had enough. Like, that, it's a simple Declan Rice out, 4-0 in, 4-2-3-1 system. Like, someone explained that to me, that how is that not a positive vibe system? Like, this thing with Ben Rama, I done a show last night on Hammers Poles, right? And Andy was on my show. And we got talking, and someone commented about Ben Rama. And I said, get the stats out about Ben Rama. Ben Rama's played 22 matches in the Premier League and started only 2 matches start to finish. How is that acceptable? And people were criticising the man because he's not pulling up any trees, or like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to wait. I'm going to wait. If Noble is in this team tonight, I will be fuming, because Noble will get overrun and we will end up losing this game. If Fornals is in there, then we've got half a chance. But then it just proves it. He's going 4-3-3. Probably going to have Fornals and Noble in there. So, yeah.
Well, it's interesting viewing that we will find out and analyse in 13 minutes' time. But let's have a look at the options that we do have. So, James said, well, maybe perhaps Diop as well, and I haven't even bothered. Right, this one's already gone down the pan because he hasn't travelled, but Connor Coventry, he won't be involved. Pablo Fornals is another choice, of course. Mark Noble, and I'm going to leave that pairing for a minute. But firstly, looking at them, Scott, is it Fornals for you?
Absolutely, mate. 100%, yeah. I think Noble's shown, isn't he? He's getting overrun now. Fornals has to start in the middle for me. If not, controversial, but I'll throw Lanzini in there. You know, he can sit by deep and sort of build from the back. Defensively, yeah, probably not as good as Fornals, but yeah, no, it's got to be Fornals for me. I think he's going to go with Noble. But like James says, you know, Ben Rama, it should be a 4-2-3-1. We've had success. You know, we scored 3 goals against Arsenal, and you sort of sacrificed one of your attackers. So I don't understand that. There's obviously some sort of trust issue, but yeah, Pablo Fornals will be in the middle along with Suchek, and I think that's solid enough, and I think we'd all accept that. I think we'd be content with that.
Yeah, I think we would do. I mean, as James has said, it's not a difficult thing for Moyes to do. Is go out there quite attacking and play Fornals, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he starts Noble again, and the same thing happens as in all the games that he started, and we all know what's happened. We just don't get up the pitch. We're just sat in too deep. We start passing sideways. We let teams onto them. Hey, if we're going to go up there and lose, let's go up there and give it a go. You know, honestly, I'll put my hands up and say, you know, if we win with Noble in the team and we scrape a 1-0 win or whatever, well done, Moyes. But, mate, I'd just sooner see us get up there and have a real crack at it. You know, even Lanzini, you know, I mean, Fornals is, to me, is a must to go in there alongside Suchek. You know, then you can play the 3 in front of him and Antonio up front. I mean, we don't lose that much. Okay, yeah, we do lose a hell of a lot with a man that's missing because he's our leader and he's our main man, no doubt about it. But, I mean, I'd just sooner see us go and have a crack at it than just sit back in again. And we saw it, didn't we, in a Brighton game, a Man United game. It's just, I get so frustrated watching it. I really do. I get angry with it. I do.
Yeah. Right, let's take some comments. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'll scroll right up to the top because I have put the comments of the game to the side whilst we've done the Premier League roundup. Right, let's have a look at some comments. Right, either that we go for a 3 at the back, Arthur comes in at left wing back, Fornals alongside Thomas. I think that's what we could see. BHFM chances Coventry tonight, please. I don't think that's going to happen because he hasn't travelled. Do you think Masuaku could start tonight? I think there's a massive possibility that he could. Let's just scroll down. Jake's dad's TikTok video is it 18,800? Yes, well done. Yeah, we did that comment earlier. Spurs fans will give them a good wind up. Right, here we go. The Wolves lad was good. Rush, yeah. Dazzling Davey was good on Rush's lunchtime show today. I liked him. Andy's going for 2-0. Hello, what happened there? 2-0 Lingard and Souček. The King is back. Arthur Masuaku is back. Gary says, need to go all out or bust. Go all or bust. Stick Lanzini next to Souček. Ben Rama will score his first today, guys, if he starts, which I don't think he will. I mean, he'll probably get about 20 seconds off the bench.
Disgusting, isn't he? It really is.
Kieran said, I would rather see Diop in there instead of Noble. Adam says, I think it could be a 5 at the back. Gary says, we were attacking with Mass in the lineup, but if we sit and defend, we're doomed. This could get the fan base to turn on Moyes. Don't want to see Mr. West Ham sideways in there. Andy says Noble and Johnson incoming. I think it could be. Souček will run as 2. Don't worry. 4-3-3 would be weird to see, says Adam. Mark says, got to be 4 hours over Noble. Work rate is so much better and can last 90 minutes. Noble can't. That's a good comment. Maybe Carlton Cole's come out of retirement. I mean, Lee says we are massive. I have all faith, no matter what. Don't forget they have players out too. Come on, your eyes. 3-1 West Ham in Moyes. We trust. Positivity. There we go.
Lee, I don't know what you're seeing, mate, but 3-1. We'd be lucky to score 1 tonight if we go 5 at the back. You know what I mean? I don't know what you're seeing. Like, I know I'm going to say this, yeah, but I can guarantee you right now. I don't think Masuaku plays. I think Ben Johnson plays. He's going to play on the left-hand side, a right foot on the left-hand side, and you have Noble in there and all. Like, it's madness what he's doing. It's like he doesn't want to win these games, and that's the frustrating thing.
We'll see.
The only small positive is I think Souček, Rice, and Noble have all played together, so at least Noble's not getting in Rice's way. So Noble.
We've got some news. We have got some news that Masuaku is starting.
Be cool.
That's come from X.
That is madness. If he's starting, he's just come back. He got injured in October, was it? November.
Yeah.
And this will be his first game back. And if Traore is playing, Traore will tear him a new one.
That's a great thing.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I think that solidifies 5 at the back. I mean, he would be foolish to play him in a 4 at the back, I think.
No.
But crikey,
I can tell you, Jake, I can tell you the team right now from looking at that. He's going to play 5 at the back. He's going to play 4 now Souček and probably Lingard as like your false, as you sort of advancing midfielder, and Bowen and Antonio up front. That's what it is.
I'm looking at the comments of it. People are happy to see Masuaku in there, but I'm just trying to see any more. Antonio starts. He's just going through all the players that people have asked, all of them players that are starting. But this is big news, and this is a big call that Moyes is making tonight. Gary's gone. Doesn't Benny have great stats? I thought Moyes was all about stats. Really does prove 100% he wasn't a Moyes buy. I completely agree. Kent says Fornals must play next to Thomas Souček. I don't think he will. Kieran's here at 4:05 a.m. Crikey.
That's committed.
I mean,
That's
I don't-
commitment. That is.
Yeah.
That is commitment from Kieran, mate. I tell you what, mate. Respect to that man, all the way from Australia. Respect. Honestly.
Yeah, completely good effort. Completely good effort. Peach isn't joining us tonight. I don't know where he is. He's not in the chat. But I'm sure he'll have his say on it. Kieran can't sleep. I mean, I don't know whether it'll be good for you watching West Ham at 5 a.m. Apparently some team's been announced. Apparently, according to somebody. Let me just have a look. It shouldn't have been announced yet, should it? But we will wait and see. Yeah,
that's what I think it'd be. I think it'd be Cathal as your right wing back. You will probably have Diop, Dawson, Cresswell, Arthur. That's your 5 across. Then you're going to have Souček in there. You're going to have Fornell. I think Fornell's plays. I'll be surprised. And I think I'll be if Noble plays, I'll be stunned because I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, if he's in this team tonight, unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there's no official announcement, but I don't know whether it's predicted or whatever. But Duke has said Fabianski, Dawson, Diop, Creswell, Soufal, Masuaku, Souček, Noble, Fornals, Lingard, and Antonio. And he said Noble's starting. I think he is. Well, if we get
that's it.
We get a penalty. Noble gets the winner. Right, Lee's come back with a comeback and said, I do see the great team / squad. Our players fight for each other. It may be hard, but just get the 3 points. But that's the goal line score I want to see. I mean, don't forget the washing up. I mean, I did the washing up, I think, didn't I? Getting working, Richard. Right, just while we wait for the team news then, from what we've heard, I'm going to go to Scott first. From what we've heard, let's have your in-depth thoughts then.
Yeah, it just stinks of being negative, doesn't it? As we expected, Noble starts. But like Mike says, go up there and have a go. We made that mistake at United, Chelsea, Brighton, and look what we came away with those results. A point. That point could be massive in the context of things. I don't know what Benrahma has got to do, to be honest. Bowens, he hasn't been great of late, so I can understand that. But yeah, no, it's just straight away we're all a little bit upset with that team, aren't we? Masuaku's a massive risk, I think. By all accounts, he didn't play too well in the warm-up game he had last week. So yeah, for him to try and we assume he's going to complete 90. It's a big ask, but I can only see he's trying to double up on Traore. So he's worried about that threat, but he's a guy that's done nothing all season. So we'll see, mate. But not confident. Yeah.
I do believe what Duke said is the correct starting 11. It's not. I've just found it somewhere, and it's not confirmed. But I mean, he ain't going to change nothing now, is he, Mike?
That's his lineup. I could have basically picked that what he was going to pick. It was nowhere near what I'm going to play. Was going to play. Obviously, we all know I like Benrahma. I want to see him in there. I want to see him given a decent chance and a decent run. And I think if you look at his stats, when he starts, we've had good results. And that's what I can't believe, really. Scott was saying about, like Moyes likes his stats and all that, but I mean, God, man, we can all see it, can't we? We can all see it. I mean, it's just too negative, far too negative. I'm not shocked by that lineup because that's what I thought he was going to play. I really did. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
There are options off the pitch, but
there is. Yeah, there is options.
Problem is though, Scott. The problem is we could be 2-0 down. We could be 2-0 down before them options come on. Do you know what I mean?
I think the game plan is to get points, isn't it?
I'm sorry to cut in here, but we're supposed to be fighting for Europe, and West Ham's mentality and this club's mentality winds me up. Like, how can we be setting up, it's an easy 4-2-3-1 system. You take Rice out, you put Fornals in, you play Benrahma left, Bowen right, Lingard as your 10, Antonio up top. Let's have a go. Yeah. Instead, he's setting up because he's scared of one player. And this one player, I'm sorry to cut in, Jake, but it's one player has done nothing all season. I have Traore. He's been poor.
Yeah.
Neto is a better player this season than Traore. And I just don't get it. I don't get the philosophy. I don't get the mentality of it. And that says it all to me. That lineup says it all.
Yeah.
Arthur Mazawaku, he's done nothing for 6 years. He's been with us 6 years, and what's he got on target other than spitting at people?
Yeah.
Nothing.
He's only
It's
played
terrible, mate.
Free game, hasn't he? I think he's only played a reserve game and a 23 game. I mean, you know, he should have been eased in. He should have been eased in.
So let's have a look. It's official. I mean,
Terrible.
what are we going for in then, guys? Back five?
That is a back five. I'll tell you what that is. That's five. That's Noble as a defensive midfield. That's six. That's Suchet as a defensive midfield. That's seven. So we've got 7 defensive-minded players against Wolves.
So it's official. Fabianski in goal with a back five of Soufal, Dawson, Diop, Creswell, and King Arthur makes a return. In the midfield, we've got that man, Thomas Souček, and he's partnered by Mr. West Ham. And then our 3 attacking players that we've got on the pitch is Fornals, Lingard, and Antonio. Well, I can see by all of your facial expressions, your mood, that you are not happy with that. I mean, we knew that about half an hour ago, didn't we? I mean, it's all over Twitter about 15 minutes before. But it's just, why didn't he go for it, Scott? Why didn't he put Fornals in that midfield? Why didn't he play Ben Rama? Why didn't he go for the 4-2-3-1 formation?
Yeah, I think straight away he's gone into negative mode. He's playing for the point, and the problem with that is when you concede 1-0, go 2-0 down. That's the game plan gone. So it's such a risky tactic. And I think Rice is scared him. The Rice injury is absolutely scared him, and he's bottled it. We might look silly, and he might play a genius card here, but yeah, just the problem for me is if we go 1-0 down, what's the game plan after that with that formation? You're chasing. So yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. Like James says, when you're chasing, when you're going for Europe as well, have a look at Brighton the other day. They had a go at United, and they're in a relegation battle. That's the difference, isn't it?
It just says it all. It just says it all. I said it on West Ham Fan TV, and I'm going to say it right here. Yeah, we went up to Old Trafford. We set up in the same negative mentality as we've set up again tonight. Right, we've got Antonio up there and Lingard. Right, fair enough. That's granted. Right, I understand Fornals coming in. I get that one. Yeah, I don't understand what Mark Noble's doing in this team when he slows the play down too much. When it's a simple take out Rice, put in Fornals, go a 4-2-3-1 system, and attack Wolves. Right, but it just seems like he don't want Europe. That's how it seems to me. It seems like Moyes just does not want Europe at all, or someone's up in his ear saying you've got to set up like this. Like, I just don't get it. Like, Wolves have scored 4 goals in 4 games, or 5 games, or whatever it is. Like, they drew with Newcastle. They've lost to people. It's embarrassing. That team selection is embarrassing. Arthur, I fear for him tonight. It's the right choice. Don't get me wrong. Right? Because I'd rather have him on that side than Ben Rama. Yeah, totally get that. But I don't blame Mazawaku on this one. I blame Moyes, because it should be a 4 or 4-3-3. Like, he's gone to a system where basically he's expecting our wing backs to get up and down the pitch, and he's fretting over one player. Like, I just don't. This don't go wrong tonight, because we could get rolled tonight. If we get to half time and we're still level, right? Then I'll be happy. If we level at half time. I'll be like, you know what? Second half. I know Ben Rama's coming. I know Bowen's coming, and he might change it up and go 4-3-3. But if he's like, this is not good, because Wolves. I'll tell you exactly what Wolves will do. They will target Noble. They will go just double up on Noble because he's slow, and once they get round Noble, it takes Souček out of the game, and that's it. And then they're going to be on us. But let's have a look at
Let's have a look at our subs bench. Lanzini does not make it. He's out due to injury. We've got 2 keepers on the bench yet again. Martin and Trott. Fredericks, Johnson, Balbuena, Alves, Bowen, Ben Rama, and not Antonio. Ben Rama and Odebeko. So attacking players there to bring on. There's a few. What are the positives? Come on, let's think about it. What are the positives going into this? Mike, I'll start with you.
It's tough to find any, mate, for me, I'm afraid. It's really tough to find any. because we've seen it so many times. Every time we've gone with this formation and lineup, we've struggled. I mean, you know, God, hell, man.
I'll tell you, there's one positive tonight. Sorry, Mike. There's one positive tonight. Lingard's fit.
Yeah.
That's the one positive.
Okay. Yeah, we got Lingard and we got Soucek in that team, and Antonio who can cause problems. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
It's not all total doom and gloom. It's just upsetting for me that we're just not having a crack at it, you know, and we've gone back into this, you know, it's time and time again. It's not worked. And what happens? We go down, and then we start throwing on Ben Rama and, you know, and Bowen, and then all of a sudden we look like we could score a goal. But why can't we do that right from the start of the game? You know, we're just giving away the initiative all the time. That's what we're doing. We're just handing the initiative to the opposition when we set up like this. And yeah, I'm not happy with it.
So, Scott, final thoughts and prediction.
Final thoughts. Positives, like I said, the two guys on the bench, you know, but again, you don't want to be chasing the game. And like Mike said, there's not really a lot else, is there? I just hope he proves us wrong, but I can't see it, mate, with that lineup. Predictions. I'm going to go draw. I'm going to go draw 1-1. Yeah, not confident at all, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But again, we you know, that could have been different with the lineup.
I think a 1-1's very much on the cards today. I'm going to stick with my 2-1. Mike?
With this lineup, I can't see us getting anything, but I just love us to get a point. Honestly, if we get a point, I'll be over the moon. I'll be right over the moon. You know, but I can see us going a couple down, you know, and if we fight back and get a couple, great, you know. 2 or the best, and I just can't see us getting anything, though. The worst, I can see us losing 3-1.
Well, James, just before I come to you, for your final thoughts, let's take some comments. Let's see what you guys are saying about this lineup. Kent says, if you want pace-wise, Frederick's picked. Everton have scored. I hope Nobes shoves it up the haters. So do I. I hope he puts in a cracking performance today for our season. Playing a back five. Then we should have Lano in for Mark. That's not happening. If there's a penalty, Noble scores. I mean, this is really some. This is digging deep in the barrel to find some positives in it. 2 secs. Let's just go through these comments and then I'll give you 2 minutes, James. Gary said, maybe the board are happy with top 10. That's what they budgeted for at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I like this. Looks like Moyes is happy for a point tonight. Simon says, guys, just a thought. Maybe Moyes is playing 5 at the back to not concede. Maybe Moyes got scared by Chelsea with them only conceding 2 in 13. And in one game they conceded 5 after the international break. Luke says, I'm the most predictable formation in history. Very sad with the lineup. Should have gone back 4 and put Ben in with Noble, Soucek and 4 nows. Remember, Masuaku and Sufal do push down the wings. Right, let's get into predictions then. 1-1. I can't see how we score with that lineup. Antonio needs to bully Cody again. Fab will be busy tonight. I think he will be. Adam says, I'm 4 nows last minute to boot it down the field for an Antonio tap in. So 2-1 West Ham, 0-0. 1-2 Prey. God, look at this. Kieran, 3-0. I have no idea where we're getting 3 goals from, but 3-0. I like it, Kieran.
Bold.
It's what we're winning, but before with nodes. I'm not saying that I'm that angry. I'm not saying a prediction. It's what we've done again with Wolves last time out, but without Rice. I know it's frustrating. I want to see attacking play, but hey, it is what it is. Leeds being the light, Leeds being the positive light tonight, and I like it. Arthur and Lingard create some magic. Perhaps Masuaku in the midfield three. Who knows? We will see at 8:15. But James, final thoughts and prediction.
Nervous, mate. I'm angry. I'm upset, and I'm fuming. Right, we played the best 32 minutes I've ever seen West Ham play for a long time against Arsenal, and he has gone back to this 5 at the back negative mentality, and it's unacceptable. Right, I don't care if it's Wolves. Right, we're worried about one player who's not performed all season, and we're worrying about him. That is, to me, is pathetic. It's a pathetic thingy, right? Team selection straight away. You could simply take Rice out, put Fornals in, 4-2-3-1, and have a go. Right, he's hoping to get to half time 0-0 and then change it up. Do you know what makes me laugh? Right, I hope Ben Rama comes on tonight and I hope he scores. Right, and I really hope that. And it will shut up a lot of people knowing that this lad is a decent talent. Because I've had enough of people keep slagging this geezer off, right, and criticising him, right, because he's getting 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 8 minutes a game. It's unacceptable, right? Tonight's game, if we get to half time 0-0, I think it'll be a draw tonight. I've called a draw from the get-go. When I spoke to X the other day, he was on my show, Jake. I sort of got the hint that he was going 5 at the back, but I didn't know about Rice, right? He's gone 5 at the back. I haven't got a problem with the 5 at the back with Masuaku there, right? Even though I don't like Masuaku, right? But I don't understand the positivity of it, right? And when I say about Masuaku, he could have put Ben Johnson there. Right, but he hasn't. He's put Masuaku there, so he's got a left-sided player on the left-hand side. So I can accept that. But this is a big game for us. If we win this game tonight and we beat Leicester next week, we're right in contention, right, for the top 4. Like, there's 2 big games coming up, and to me, I'm sorry, but if we get a result out of this game tonight, right, a positive result out of it tonight, we've blagged it, and that's a Cockney expression. We have blagged it all night long, right, and yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0. I agree with Scott all day long. I think this is a draw written all over it. But I hope, and I do hope this, that we don't get rolled, because we can get rolled quite easily. If we set up negative, as we have, and we sit back and defend, we ain't got nothing going forward other than Lingard and Antonio. Like, because Fornals has got no pace, Noble's got no pace, and Souček, he's known for his aerial ability, but he's not known for his pace, like to get up the pitch rapid. Do you know what I mean? But I want Moyes to prove me wrong tonight. I want him to prove me wrong.
Well, one thing we haven't discussed is the Wolves lineup, and they've gone back to a back 4. Patricio in goal. Some geezer on the left. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. There, I've no idea what that name is, but we'll move on.
El Nenori, his name is.
Yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah.
Well done, James. Saiss and Cody as the centre-back pairing. Semedo, he's a threat down that right-hand side. They've gone because Moutinho is out. Dendonckers came in to sit alongside Neves. And then Neto, he's been on good form. Podence, Adama Traore, and William Jose. Quickly, because we're going to wrap this up. Shout out if you want to say anything about that lineup. What we thinking?
I think
beatable with our line.
I think what it is, I think obviously Neto and Traore interchange both flanks, and obviously Podence is a player that seems to come off. He's like a Ben Rama type player. He plays and he gets subbed. He's very easy to get subbed. William Jose, I've seen him a few times this season. I don't rate him at all. Right, so if we can keep him I think if we keep Neto quiet, he's the man we've got to keep quiet tonight if we're going to get anything from this game. I think Traore isn't an actual goal scorer. He's just got pace, in my opinion. Right, if we keep Neto quiet and we can get through their midfield, which I think we can, especially with Neves and Dendoncker, even though Dendonker's a bit of a rough and tumble type player, we can hit him on the break. I'm hoping 60th minute, maybe get Ben Rama Bowen on and counter-attack them, because I don't know if you noticed there, but both their fullbacks like to go forward, especially Nelson, is it Semedo? Yeah. Semedo and El Nenori, they love to go forward, and Dendoncker usually sits in as like the third centre half, basically. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but obviously we've got to keep Nato quiet. He's their main man at the minute, and he's been phenomenal this season, I must admit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quickly, Scott, Mike, thank you very much, and James for joining me. And quick fire, Scott, thoughts on that lineup for Wolves?
Yeah, no, they're definitely there to be beaten. But my only worry is will Moyes fancy it? If it's with 65 minutes in, 0-0, will he go? I can't see him doing it. I can see him making changes on the 75th, 80th minute. He's playing for the point. He's playing for the point. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Mike, there is threat there.
Yeah, there is threat there. Yeah, I mean, that Neto's a player and a half. He really is. He is quick as well. He is lightning quick. And he's probably the next one off to Liverpool, isn't he, I should imagine. But, I mean, they are good on the break as well, and so that's why he's gone compact. I know that. But, hey, we should be having a go at them because last time Antonio ripped Cody a new one. He really took him to pieces, So again, that's the negativity about it, which I don't like. We beat them 4-0 last time. Hey, why can't we do it again? Why can't we pick a lineup that could go and do it again?
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We're not very positive, but we will be back tomorrow with lots of content, review, talking tactics, have your say. We will be back tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Hit a like on the video. Check out Canning Town Len using the link in the description. Thanks for Scott for coming on the first time.
Pleasure.
Greatly appreciated. And to Mike and James, we'll be back tomorrow. Come on, you irons.